In the shadowed valley of Elah, two armies faced one another beneath a burning Middle Eastern sun. On one ridge stood the Israelites in rough wool tunics, gripping worn spears and hide shields. Across from them stood the Philistines, heavier men clad in bronze-scale armor dulled by dust and sweat. Between them stretched silence, tense, ancient, almost sacred. No banners snapped proudly in the wind. No triumphant music carried through the valley. Only heat, fear, and the distant clatter of bronze. Then he came. Goliath stepped from the Philistine ranks like something torn from myth, nearly 10 feet tall, wrapped in layered bronze scales that shimmered like the skin of a serpent. His spear was thick as a weaver's beam, its iron tip blackened from war. Each footstep sent dust rolling down the slope. The Israelites lowered their eyes. For 40 days he had come forward, morning and evening, mocking them. "Send me a man to fight." But no one moved. Even King Saul, taller than most men, remained frozen behind the lines, swallowed by fear. Then came David. Not a warrior, not a hardened soldier. A shepherd boy carrying bread, grain, and cheese for his brothers. He walked through the camp as soldiers sharpened weapons they no longer believed in. Men stared into fires instead of toward the enemy ridge. Armor hung heavy upon frightened shoulders. David listened as Goliath roared across the valley once more. The giant laughed. David's expression changed. Not fear, disbelief. The men around him scoffed nervously. Some laughed. Others turned away. They had heard courage before. Courage vanished when Goliath appeared. But David kept watching. He saw something the others did not. Not a giant. A man. Saul summoned him by torchlight that evening. Inside the king's tent, the air smelled of oil, sweat, and fear. "You are only a boy," Saul warned. David answered calmly, "I have fought lions. I have fought bears. The Lord delivered me then, and he will deliver me now." Saul hesitated before placing his own armor upon David's shoulders. The bronze hung awkwardly, heavy, foreign. David removed it piece by piece until he stood once more as himself, simple shepherd's robes, leather sling hanging at his side. The soldiers watched in silence as he bent beside a stream at dawn. One stone, then another. 5 smooth stones rested in his hand. Across the valley, Goliath emerged again through rising heat haze, enormous and terrible beneath the morning sun. When he saw David approaching alone, the giant burst into laughter. "Am I a dog, that you come to me with sticks?" His armor-bearer smirked behind him. David kept walking. Dust curled around his bare feet. "You come to me with sword and spear," David shouted across the valley. "But I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts." Something shifted among the Israelites then. A stirring, a breath returning to dying men. Goliath charged. The ground trembled beneath him. David ran forward. Not away, forward. His sling began to spin, leather cutting through the air with a violent hum. Faster, faster, then release. The stone tore through the valley like judgment itself. A crack echoed across the silence. Goliath staggered. His expression changed from rage to confusion. Then the giant collapsed face first into the dust, with a force that shook the earth. Silence. Absolute silence. The Philistines froze. The Israelites stared in disbelief. David stood alone before the fallen giant, breathing hard as dust drifted around him in the morning light. But through faith carried by the hand of a shepherd boy in an ancient valley long swallowed by time,